Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Phightins Final. I'm your host, Mike Lauro. Phil's fall tonight at home against the Atlanta Braves, 7-2. Bats went cold, man. Phil's lone run's coming on two solo shots. The Braves, you gotta hand it to them, man. They are still fighting. Orlando Arcia, 2 home runs tonight to join Sean Murphy. Or not Sean Murphy, Matt Olson. A night ago, also hitting 2 home runs. So the Braves are hitting long balls, man. Going everywhere. As you can see, it's Friday night, so I got my Philly Connect on. This is my alternative Philly Connect jersey, JT Real Muto. We're going to talk about him tonight. He goes yard. Bryson Stott goes yard. Phil's only runs of the night. Gosh, this was aggravating. I want to hopefully hear from Topper about Ranger Suarez and really kind of what happened after really that second inning. Braves had no answer for him the first 2 innings. All of a sudden, top of the 4th came, man. Ranger couldn't find nothing. And he was leaving the ball over the middle of the plate, and next thing you know, the Phils were down. And they were down pretty big, pretty quick. Again, dropped to a 4-0 hole. You can't do this with a team like the Braves on a constant basis. You fell behind 4-0 last night. You were lucky enough to come back and win. Again, 2 home runs last night for the Phillies as well, to get them back in the game and eventually help them take the lead. But there's just, again, the bullpen that was much maligned. We kind of saw the other end of the bullpen that really doesn't get used that much. Personally, I don't know why Marte's even on this team. I don't like his stuff. He doesn't look like he has control of his stuff, and he gets pounded every time he comes in. To me, I don't understand why they would waste a roster spot on a guy like this when they could bring up a starting pitcher from AAA when you need a starting pitcher right now to go every 5th day. To me, it makes no sense. But I don't run this team. Sam Fold does, a.k.a. Dave Dombrowski. These guys run this team, and I don't know. Again, 2 things that I was encouraged about tonight watching this game. Bryce Harper starting to hit the ball. 3 for 3 night tonight. Got on base. Phillies, again, 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight. You lose by 5 runs. It's real simple. You score these guys, you're looking at a tie game right now. You're going into extras. So, again, it's a different ball game. So, for me right now, like I said, I'm a little angry about the way this game kind of went forward for the Phillies. It seemed like a lot of their big guns went cold. Kyle Schwarber tonight, again, he looked so bad at the plate tonight. He really did. Top 2 guys. Trey Turner, too. These guys got to get on the ball here. It's getting close to October. They got to get on the ball. Schwarber's been having a decent year. I need to see a little more from him. Trey Turner, you're making $310 million. I need more from you, buddy. This is a team that you have owned in the past in the Atlanta Braves. All of a sudden, you get here to Philadelphia, besides the postseason a year ago, in the regular season, you can't find your width with them. A tip of the cap goes to Lopez, the Braves pitcher tonight. Outstanding. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Ranger Suarez, not so much right now. You're taking a look at, he only goes 4 innings, gives up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 earned runs. Also had a walk, also had 6 strikeouts. Like I said, first 2 innings, he had 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings, which means the last 2 innings he was in there, he had 1. So the Braves kind of figured him out tonight, it looked like. And like I said, I don't know the explanation. We're going to have to wait to hear from Topper about what had happened and why he was pulled so early in the game. I know it looked like the game kind of like went away from him, and he started leaving the ball middle in. And the pitchers that followed after him did the same thing. To me, the Phillies bullpen kind of let them down tonight. I felt like with them being down 4-1 after Ranger exited the game, they really could have kept it close. So we're going to do a scoring recap. But, guys, before we do that, if you want to get down there tomorrow or the rest of the weekend, make sure you go to sherrystickets.com. That's right. For sports, concerts, theater, the price you see is the price you get. No hidden fees. And you can even save more money. Put that nice promo code in there, EOP10. Our guy, Adam, who's a constant commenter on this program, goes there all the time. He goes through Sherry's tickets, and he gets it for concerts, all kinds of stuff. So, guys, make sure you get over there to Sherry's Ticket Town and use that great promo code EOP10. Guys, if you have a little bit of issues that you might require some legal advice, make sure you reach out to our guy, David R. Cherry. You can reach him at www.cherryinjurylaw.com or 610-565-0300 for workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, or criminal law. Make sure you give David a call and tell him that the Phightins Phinal and Edge of Philly Sports, we had sent you over there. And, guys, Philly Sports Trips, that's right. You know the Phillies are coming up. They're going to be going into the postseason. You want to go on the road to go see them play in the postseason? Philly Sports Trips will probably have you covered. Right now, this is the one that they're really kind of pushing right now, October 20th. By the way, guys, EOP, we will have a bus going up on this trip. So if you are, you want to get to come hang out with me or some of the other, my colleagues here at Edge of Philly Sports, we are doing a bus trip for this game. That's right. And what you get with Philly Sports Trips, it is a complete package done right. Guys, I've used these guys. I've done a Birds trip in the past. I've done the Phillies home tailgate for the opener this year. Guys, Vince and the crew over at Philly Sports Trip are awesome. They are on their way to Brazil. That's right. They're on their way to Brazil right now. So they left out earlier today. They're heading down there. Guys, make sure you get over to Philly Sports Trips, man. And again, if you want to go to this game with the Eagles at the New York Giants, it's Barkley's return to New York. Make sure if you do go on there and you want to go on there, there's a little comment section. Just tell them you want the EOP bus, and trust and believe there will be more about that bus trip coming forward. But just make sure you want to do that. Trust me, you want to get on the Edge of Philly bus going up there. It's going to be a great time. And last but not least, guys, if you want a local place, you don't want to go to the game tomorrow night, you want to go hang out, have some drinks, go to the best dive bar in Delco. That's right, Dolan. I almost said Dolan Sports Bar, but you can pretty much call it that because you don't know what, famous Philadelphia sports athlete or whoever you may run into there. 24 East Sellers Avenue. This fine, handsome gentleman in the picture, that is PJ. You let them know that the boys at EOP sent you there. They have great music. Quizzo, their kitchen is phenomenal, as Al would say. Recommend the Smash Burger when you get there. It is very, very good. And make sure you get over to Dolan's Bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue. All right, guys, we got all that out the way. Had to go and do that. Just a quick reminder, after me tonight, you got a full weekend of MattyB for this Memorial Day weekend. And I want to start off by personally saying thank you to all of our veterans out there. Labor Day, big holiday weekend. I always say thank you to our troops anyway. And Matty, of course, is our sergeant here at EOP. He keeps us in line, and he does a very good job doing it. So you will have a full weekend of Matty, and make sure you check him out Sunday, too, when he does his On the Farm report. Nobody breaks down Phillies prospects quite like MattyB. So make sure you get him, and he will be on these airways the next 2 days. I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty good. You have Nola and Wheeler going both days tomorrow. I fully expect the Phillies to bounce back in this series. I expect them to take 3 or 4 now from this Braves team. And to be honest with you, the Phillies got to take 3 or 4. They got to put them away. It's just that plain and simple. You don't see them anymore. Put them away. Put them away. Send them back with doubt. Move back up to 7 games, and then move on to these next series and start chipping away at this magic number that the Phillies have, built up right now. So right now we're going to go into the scoring. It was pretty much dead silent until the top of the third, when Orlando Arcia would begin the offensive onslaught for the Atlanta Braves tonight. he would go yard. He'd take Ranger deep, hit him on the left center field. That ball would land probably be midway up. Two batters later, Sean Murphy comes up and just smokes a ball. So after three, the Braves are up 2-0. Again, Phillies in the early part of this game had runners in scoring position. The first two innings, they had runners in scoring position, failed to bring them home. I don't know what's going on with this team as far as their hitting, their situational hitting, but it has gotten worse. I'm not jumping off the train. I'm just telling you, their situational hitting has gotten worse. The guys at the front, top two guys in this lineup, have to get going. It's just that plain and simple. Harper's starting to break out of his slump. Before this series, he had one hit in the whole year against Atlanta. He had one hit. He came up tonight, had three. So he's been getting going in this series. Another guy, Nick Castellanos, took an 0 for tonight. Bryson Stott, liking what I'm seeing from him. He's making good contact tonight. But that was pretty much it in the lineup. There wasn't too many people that were making good contact. They were swinging at a lot of stuff low, a lot of stuff outside. Castellanos kind of reverted back. He had an 0 for tonight. Schwarber had the 0 for. I'll tell you what, the guy who I'm really surprised had an 0 for was Amundo Sosa. He looked overmatched tonight. So, again, you have to tip your cap to Lopez. But after three, it would be 2-0 Atlanta. We would go to the top of the fourth, and Laureano would single in Ozuna, who had led off the inning with a double. The Braves go up 3-0, and then on a fielder's choice by Sean Murphy, Matt Olson would come in and score, putting them up 4-0. Again, kind of deja vu from a night ago, down 4-0. Bottom of the fourth, Phillies would answer back. Bryson Stott with a nice inside pitch that he turns on and deposits it into the right field bleachers, cutting that lead now to 4-1. We move to the top of the sixth. It's that Arcia guy again. That's right. Orlando Arcia hits his second home run of the game, puts the Braves up 5-1. Gino Urshela would hit an RBI single later on in the inning to put the Braves up 6-1. And then Olson, again, Matt Olson has been having a series. All right, let's just put it for what it is. Dude's having a series, not just at the plate, but in the field too. He had some great defensive plays tonight. I thought the Braves were really good in the field, with the exception of left field. The kid playing, Laureano playing left field, looked a little shaky at times tonight. But Matt Olson had a great game again tonight. So he would single in. Ozuna again puts Atlanta up 7-1, and then that was in the top of the seventh. Bottom of the seventh, JT would answer back. He would go yard, hit a home run, a wall scraper, as they would say, gets the Phillies within 5, but that would be as close as the Phillies would get. They would have 2-1 in the 8th inning. Unfortunately, that would not come to fruition, as they would, again, leave runners on base, and they would finish 0 for 5 in this game. Your final 7-2. It would be 7-2 Atlanta. So, again, Zach Wheeler gets the call tomorrow. Aaron Nola gets the call on Sunday. These are two games the Phillies have to go and win. So, with that being said, we are going to go to the Broad Street bottom line. Bottom line is this. This kid Lopez for the Braves, the Phillies are having trouble with him. 2 games started against the Phillies this year. The guy's got 16 strikeouts between them. Last time he went 5 innings, struck out 10. This time he goes 6 innings, strikes out 6. He's had their number. And 2 starts against them. He's really done well against them. That's the Broad Street bottom line for me. Like, this kid right now, the Phillies have to find a way to beat this kid. And I'll tell you what, it's getting a little dicey with this team. I think that they can still correct what's been ailing them. Again, all the top teams, and I'm going to keep reiterating this because we're still seeing it. These top teams are still going through stuff. Like, no, there's not one complete team in Major League Baseball this year. None. I believe, honestly, and I'm going to probably be the first one to say this, I think Arizona peaked too early. If you look at their schedule going down the stretch, they got some games coming up, and I don't see them going 9-1 and 10-1 in these like 20-game stretches that they have coming up. They got some tough games coming up. MLB did a really good job of really putting good series together to end the season. Again, the Braves got a pretty bumpy ride. The Mets got a bumpy ride. You know, you're looking at these teams. The Dodgers, they're playing round robins with teams. You know, I think the one team I think we can honestly sit back and look and go, they might have a good chance to overtake everybody's Milwaukee. Their schedule's not as brutal going in the stretch. They do play the Phillies, and I do believe they play Atlanta. So I do believe it might be. I know they play the Phillies. I haven't. I looked up their schedule. It wasn't as tough as, say, the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, the Padres. You know, but another team you got to be careful about too. That we're talking about before we get into before I go around the bases. Watch out for those Chicago Cubbies. They've been playing good ball as late too. We're going to go over all the standings and wild card, standings and wild card placements. Who's there? Who's in back? Who's on the rise? So we're definitely going to be doing that. As a matter of fact, let's go around the bases. Alrighty, guys, here we go. This is your MLB scoreboard for this evening. Today, earlier on today, the Brewers edge the Reds in the first game of the doubleheader, 5-4. It was the Red Sox beating the Tigers 7-5. We already know the score of the Phillies game. Second game, wow. Brewers win by 2 touchdowns here as they beat the Reds 14-0. Cubbies continue their winning ways as they outslug the Nationals 7-6. It was the Padres beating the Rays 10-4. It was the Yankees beating the Cardinals 6-3. The Guardians, that's right. This really kind of surprised me because the Guardians don't have no hitting whatsoever. But they outslugged the Pirates tonight. Actually, that game, I'm sorry. Tampa Bay and San Diego was in the bottom of the 8th, and Pittsburgh and Cleveland are also in the bottom of the 8th. The other aforementioned games are final. It is the Oakland Athletics 4-1 over the Texas Rangers right now in the top of the 6th. It is the Minnesota Twins 2-0 over the Toronto Blue Jays, also in the 6th. Bottom of the 5th, it is the New York Mets 4-1 over those Chicago White Sox. Top of the 7th, it is the Astros 1-0 over Kansas City. The Colorado Rockies. Top of the 4th, lead the Baltimore Orioles 2-1. No score in the Mariners and Angels games. Also no score. Big series in Arizona right now. Diamondbacks and Dodgers. No score in the top of the 1st. And, of course, later on tonight, roughly in about a half hour, you will have the San Francisco Giants hosting the Miami Marlins. So there is your up-to-date right now, your up-to-date scores for tonight. As far as standings go, we're going to go here to the National League. All right. I'm sorry. National League. We're going to put this up. This is your National League leaders right now. Dodgers at 80-54. They are playing right now. It is the Phillies 79-55. The Brewers, with their win tonight, would tie the Phillies right now at 79-65. So, but the Phillies would have the lead because of the head-to-head tiebreaker with them. So those are your. Oh, I'm so sorry. Those are your division leaders right now. Also, like guys, I want to know, these wild card standings. It's been crazy to see like just what the wild card standings are right now. Um, this is the American. I'm just scrolling through it, guys. So there we go. All right, I got a better one for you that I'm going to actually put up here on the screen. Let me import it real quick, guys. Sorry about that. Share the screen here with MLB. There we go. We'll do later on that one. Your top three teams right now in the American League. It is the New York Yankees with a 79-56 record. You have the Cleveland Guardians at 76-58. You will have the Houston Astros at 72-52. Top three teams in you're the top three teams in the American League. The three wild cards, the Baltimore Orioles right now at 77-58. Kansas City Royals 75-60. So they are 2 games off. And then bringing up the rear, 5 games back of the Orioles right now is the Minnesota Twins. The Boston Red Sox are 3 games out. Minnesota is 4.5. The Detroit Tigers is 5.5. Believe it or not, Tampa Bay is 6, and the Jays are 7.5. So that's pretty darn good. I'm going to scroll up here now to the American League. Here we go. You see it right here. I don't know why they have this. They have the Brewers in second place because they're not. I think they just kind of put it that way. But these are your division leaders right now. The Phillies are actually in second place. They hold the tiebreaker over Milwaukee because they swept them. But like I said, it's the Dodgers number 1, Phillies 2, Brewers 3, Arizona and San Diego both have 76 wins, but the Padres got 2 more losses. So right now they're probably about a game and a half back of them. And they are 2.5 back. They are, 4.5 back of the Dodgers right now. So they're about 3.5 back of the Dodgers are the Arizona Diamondbacks and Padres. They're about roughly 3.5 back of those LA Dodgers, but they both have the same amount of wins. The Braves are at 74 wins. Mets are right on the outside looking in right now. They are 3.5 back. The Cubbies 5.5 back, and the Giants and Cardinals are hanging around literally 10.5 back. So I'm sorry. Wow. I didn't realize that it didn't come up on your screen, guys. Let me do that right there. There you go. There is your standings as you take a look. For some odd reason, they put the Phillies in third, but the Phillies are not in third. They hold the tiebreaker over them. So that is around the league. I'll leave that up for a few more seconds. But now I'm going to go to you guys. This is the time for you guys to be. I want to hear you guys. I really do. Eagles fan checking in. My man, I love my man, but he'll chalk up a loss before the game's even over. So he's always doing that. Brother Steve checking in says, tip your hat. Lopez is awesome this year. Yeah, he has been, especially against the Phillies, Steve. He really has. Boy, I really need to be subjected to Junior Marte again. This guy isn't even a AAA pitcher. I bet half of the Reading Phils would light this guy up. You know what, man? I tell you what, I'm not a fan of him. He goes, this guy's a bigger clown than Ty Walker. I don't know about that, man. I really don't know. He says, this guy pitches as well as old people. Wow, I can't pronounce that, Steve. And no, Steve is not really liking Marte today. Is it comical that SalG had faith in this guy? No. Some people you have faith in, some people you don't. Marshad checking in. He just wrote LOL. My better half checking in. Good thing she did. Adam checking in. It says, what happened to Ranger? I do not know. I do not know what happened to him. All I know is 4th inning, they were taking him out, and they shouldn't have been taking him out. Daniel Berry checking in saying, hey, what's going on, Daniel? How are you? Bruce Harper checking in. Do you feel Thompson should be fired? If Thompson doesn't get them to at least the World Series, he's got to be going. The Phillies are built to go to the World Series. So if he doesn't get to the World Series, he's gone. And I really do feel that. Who pitches next? We got our ace going tomorrow. Zach Wheeler, he goes tomorrow. Nola goes on Sunday. Bruce saying, do you feel like it would make sense if Trey hit leadoff? If not Trey, maybe Stott. No. You're not going to move Kyle Schwarber out of the cleanup. He's been the clean. I mean, you're not going to move him out of leadoff. He's been leadoff since he's been, since he's pretty much been here. He's been the leadoff guy. So, it's hard, man. A lot of people don't. I know he's not the typical leadoff hitter, but let's keep it a bean. What's Trey done? Really, I mean, couple. Against Houston, he had a 3-hit game, but other than that, Trey's been kind of quiet. So I don't know. It says, Mike, you doing a recap after that ugly game in Sinister? Hey, look, I'm sorry. I know, Marshawn, you're used to seeing me talk about a Phillies win. I understand. Usually when I'm on, it's a Phillies win. But there's been times now over the last couple of weeks where I've done games, man, and hasn't been good. You got to tip your hat to the Braves. That kid Lopez who pitched for the Braves tonight pitched a hell of a game. And for some odd reason, Ranger got pulled in the 4th inning. So like I said, maybe look around the Twitter, find out what you're hearing, see what's going on with that. And you'll see. Eagles fan, the Eagles season's over. Man, Eagles fan, I swear, this has to be Pat Bernard under a hider. Because, man, my boy is a flounder just like Pat Bernard. Phillies got swept by the Braves. No, they didn't get swept. They won last night. Brandon Olierski. What is this? This is called the Phightins Final. Brandon, it's a post-game show. This is what it is, buddy. So, again, guys, looking forward. We have to put this one behind us. Definitely kind of flush it. You know what I mean? Good night for Harper. Stott hit the ball really well. JT got a home run tonight. Really good nights for those guys. Bullpen, I felt like kind of let the Phillies down a little bit. Ranger, after the 2nd inning, between innings 2 and 4, let the Phillies down tonight. Started getting the ball up, and you got to tip your cap, man. The Braves are a professional team too, man. And they got some hitters on that team. And right now, Orlando Arcia can run around the bases and look at Bryce Harper any way he wants to right now because he's had a really good series. Matt Olson has been the best first baseman in this series. The dude's not going to cover off the ball. So, again, Braves are going to be an issue, man, until they wrap this thing up. It is what it is. You have to go out and take at least 3 more. 2 more. Got to take the final 2 of this series. You got to take 3 out of 4 from these guys. You're done with them for the year. So, to me, it is what it is with this Phillies team. You can root them on, but, again, we wanted to see how the Phillies would be if they were in the Braves position, being in the driver's seat, like the Braves have been for the last 2 years. But we also know this as well, being Philly fans, winning 100-plus games doesn't guarantee you getting past the divisional round. It's just that simple, guys. It's just that simple. Of course, I'm rocking my red. This is the City Connect alternate jersey. If you're friends with me on Facebook, look me up. Definitely a good buy. Can point you in the right direction. Again, guys, there ain't really much. I mean, I've been on here for a half. I mean, if you guys, let me make sure. Let me put this up real quick because Al will beat me. Guys, here we go. Post game tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry. 10 o'clock in about 7 minutes. For all you guys who like wrestling, make sure you stay tuned to Edge of Philly Sports because Joey Woods and the guys will be jumping over, talking all the latest news in the world of professional wrestling. So make sure you join them. Again, tomorrow, kind of a light day here on Edge of Philly. Just the Phillies postgame with MattyB tomorrow night. And by the way, guys, Phillies game tomorrow, national broadcast. So, and Schmaltz is coming to town to do the game tomorrow. So be prepared to hear a lot of great stuff about the Braves tomorrow. You will not get our locals tomorrow. Sunday, it will be Attacking the Third. That's right. Pat and Steve will be back here breaking down the past week for the Union. Then, believe it or not, Pat's actually going to stick around, and it'll be me and Pat for P&M in the AM. You got MattyB doing the post game, and then 8 p.m. you have Party on Broad, the draft show. Make sure you tune in with that, and then we finish up Sunday with all lacrosse all the time. So there is your lineup for the rest of this weekend. Guys, have a very safe and happy Labor Day weekend. I will be with you again Sunday morning with Pat. We will be breaking down all the stuff with the Phillies. We'll be having reaction to tomorrow night's game against Atlanta. Me and Pat will also be breaking down getting prepared, getting ready for the Eagles game. Also talking a little bit of college football. If you haven't seen, go to Edge of Philly on I believe it's Facebook. Check it out. I put out my 3 picks for the week for college football. So I have 3 picks, 1 upset. I will be doing that throughout the season. So make sure you guys look for that on Edge of Philly on the Facebook. I'm going to try and see if we can get it up on all phases of the media here. But I know I even put it up on my own personal page. So if you're friends with me on my own personal page, you've probably already seen what I've put up. So again, make sure you keep tuning in to Edge of Philly, man. It's future's getting brighter and brighter here, kind of like my jersey and my hat tonight. So with that being said, guys, have a very, very happy Labor Day weekend. I will see you Sunday morning. Phils lose 7-2. Can they bounce back tomorrow? We'll find out. You guys have a good night.